All right, public input, recess former portion of the meeting to entertain comments or questions on the agenda items. If you want to address the board, we just need kindly, the green form is against the wall there, it just needs to be filled out. I have not received anything. Does anybody want to address the board? Kindly come up, please, appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is William McIntosh, and it's great to see Deerfield here. Such nice things for them, but I think it's important that this board should be asking this district representatives from the district office to explain why, for 3 years in a row, Deerfield has been going down on DPI scores and is just above meeting expectations, which is the worst in the whole school district. For 3 years. That should have been addressed, and you should be holding this district accountable for that. But I wanted to also talk about Policy 166. This is the third month in a row now that we've been talking about Policy 166, so it must be important. This time you're adding the bus driving duties. The last meeting I was at, the superintendent kind of blew that one off and said he didn't really think it was important to put it in. Then he came back and had an epiphany. So you found out that we have club leaders driving not school buses, but other vehicles that belong to the school district to drive their club students around. We have over 100 clubs. What is the liability for that for the taxpayers of the state, or for the city here? When you have over 100 clubs and the school district representatives decide when they can use it for whatever vehicle they want to use it for, or anything like that. Does the school board really approve all that, and the taxpayers funding it all? You got all these 501c3s out there putting all this money into it. It seems like they're the ones dictating to you what's going to happen. It shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. You've not mentioned a single thing about paragraphs 1 and 2 regarding Policy 166, which is the board members' conflicts of interest in obtaining a financial gain for anything substantial value for his or her private benefit or the benefit of his or her immediate family and or organizations to which he or she is associated. In the event a board member has a member of his or her immediate family who would receive a substantial direct or indirect benefit from a board action, the board member shall declare his or her conflict of interest and refrain from debating or voting on any issues like with this. But I've had a complaint against a board member now for 3 months, and I've not heard one thing from any of you up there after I was asked to bring evidence. Over $11,000 going into the pocket of one of the board members up here with taxpayers' money, not to mention the fundraising activities, and a salary, and a spouse working for the district, and another a family member. And there's no conflicts? Nobody's asking any questions up here about it, about each other? I think you should.
Dean Hibler?
Thank you. Yes, just a few comments. When you all approved the consent agenda, this last time there was no audio. So my concern is, are there meeting notes or additional recordings somewhere from the conversation that was had during the last meeting? In particular, the portion of the meeting where we discussed Policy 166. The mics were off for everyone, for you all, as well as anyone who came up to the microphone here. So those of us that were sitting in the gallery, we couldn't hear everything that was being said. And then the recording wasn't available as well. There was some very important conversation going on with the business manager, with Mr. Verhalen, making some requests about some type of legal counsel review of the policy. So I would like to know, when you all give your reports this evening in relations to 166, what came out of those conversations, or if we could just kind of back up. But in the future, when the mics aren't working, what is the backup plan? Do you pull out a cell phone and record? Do you recess the meeting and get a technician in here? Or do we just postpone until the next meeting? Because technically, this is the first time we're really reviewing policy 166, because those of us in the gallery or at home, we couldn't hear the conversation. So that's on the first one. I'd also have a comment on 166. There's another policy that is referenced alongside of 166, which is 165. And I would like to know why we aren't having both of those policies discussed at the same time. In particular, one is board members' rule of conduct in addition to the conflict of interest policy. I've been coming to these meetings for over a year now, and I've noted several conflicts of interest as well as violations of the board member rule of conduct. So I would like to know if you all would consider tabling this discussion for 166 and making it the first revision next month alongside of policy 165, board member rules of conduct. And lastly, you all discussed earlier this year, policy 153, board self-evaluation. It was discussed, never approved, but there was mention that you all would conduct the board self-evaluations along with the superintendent's evaluation, which has already occurred. So please let the public know when you will be conducting a board self-evaluation. Thank you.
Anybody else like to address the board? Thank you. Approval of the consent agenda, approval of the minutes, board dedication on March 10th, 2025, March 17th, 2025. Need approval of the, of the consent agenda. I need a motion, please.
Budzik moves to approve the consent agenda.
Pinheiro will second.
Kelly? Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion's passed for consent agenda. Action items. 2025-26 student fee and community education recreation fee approval. I need a motion.
Whitman moves to recommend that we approve the 25-26 fee rates as presented in the attached comparison chart.
Nigley seconds.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion's passed. The student fees and education recreation fees approval. Second reading of revised 166 board member conflict of interest. Need a motion.
Budzik moves to approve updated policy 166, board member conflicts of interest.
Pinheiro will second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay.